Yo, what's going on guys, your boy Max here and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be talking about how you guys can start editing more consistently, because that's very important in today's game. I'm going to be talking about a bunch of stuff and giving you the best tips and tricks to help your editing. And without any further ado, let's get right into it. So the first thing that you guys are going to have to consider when you're trying to improve your editing game and actually get your edits to be more consistent is your binds. If you're playing on keyboard and mouse, then you're probably gonna want to put your edit on E or F. So anyways, apparently out of the two, E is the more optimal bind. I'm not entirely sure on why, but apparently it's closer to your index finger or something like that. So do consider putting it on E. However, if you're used to F, then it's no biggie. You're just gonna want to go along with F. As you can see, I've got F on my one because I've got E and Q for my floor and ramp, and I don't struggle with editing at all. But anyways, if you do actually play on a controller, on the other hand, you're gonna want to put your edit on pretty much any bind that you're comfortable with, especially if you play claw, because if you play claw, then you're gonna have no trouble hitting your triangle or your square or your circle even. However, if you don't play claw, I'd recommend putting your bind on something like the touchpad or maybe L1, which a lot of people seem to flame me for, but I don't remember exactly where I found it. But L1's just turned me into so much of a better editor on controller, and I felt really comfortable with it. And I kind of just stuck with it over a year's time, and I became really good at editing by that point, especially for console standards. Now the next big topic when it comes to editing, especially on keyboard and mouse, is double edit binds versus edit on release. And I can honestly say that after playing on keyboard and mouse for over 3 weeks now, that double edit binds is something that you're first of all gonna have to be getting used to, and your muscle memory will be absolutely ruined when you first start off. So I'm sure no one really wants that, but if you're willing to take up the challenge, then go for it. I mean, apparently double edit binds is the most optimal decision, but for most of you, especially those of you playing on controller, edit on release will be the option that you're going to be going for. I honestly recommend it so much. It's helped my editing speed become way quicker, and I definitely do recommend you guys try it. And if you guys know it's Jerian, that's where I pretty much got my edit on release from. This guy keeps preaching about it, and honestly, I see why. Edit on release is just so underrated, and I feel like it's helped my editing speed just become a lot quicker. And apparently if you're already used to the normal editing, then the best way to actually get used to edit on release is by taking off your headphones and listening to yourself actually press the keys, because you'll start getting used to only pressing your F bind once and then just letting go instead of pressing it, holding it down, and then hitting F again by mistake, because you're just so used to it and your muscle memory is just completely used to that. So do give that a try, and let's move on to the next thing that you can do. So the third tip of this video is going to be starting off slow and then speeding up. You basically want to start off by getting your crosshair movement down. It has to be pretty small actually. This is another tip that I didn't really consider when making this video. It's always better to just select the tiles right at the center, and you pretty much waste less time actually selecting them, and as well as that, it's just way quicker and more efficient, way more efficient than just doing this. And all the top editors know this trick. They just basically barely select any, as you can see, rather than doing this. It is considerably slower, if you can see it. But anyways, to start off, you're going to be going very slowly, just to build your muscle memory and crosshair placement down. It's always better to actually get your edits nice and consistent, and never actually mess up edits, instead of going super fast and sometimes just flicking an extra, or flicking a square too little and messing up the edit and having to redo it all again. Because to be honest, you don't really run through the edit until you've completed it, so it doesn't matter whether you do it super quick, like this for example, or whether you do it slow, so like this. You still run through at the same time, so it doesn't really matter in the large scheme of things, and it's always better to start off slow and actually just speed up gradually. So the next tip, which is gonna especially relate to controller because you guys have an editing sense, try and figure out the best editing sense for you. If your normal sensitivity on controller is already super high, then your editing speed should probably be a bit on the lower end. And same with your building sensitivity, because you know, I've been there on controller and it's actually very, very hard to control edits on high speeds. It's better to just put it down and then get really consistent with it. But if you guys do play on keyboard and mouse just like me right here, then we don't have a editing sense, and you probably knew that, so I don't know why I'm showing you. But definitely change your sensitivity if you feel like you can't control your edits, or if you feel like, you know, they're too slow. Because if you have a super large mousepad, to be honest, you can get away with doing anything. Like, you can put your sense up or you can put your sense down, but if you don't have the luxury of having like a double XL mousepad, then you are gonna have to stick to, you know, medium or kind of just the lower end of high sensitivity, if that makes any sense. But even then, you don't compensate for your aim too much from what I've found. So try putting your sensitivity a few % up or down, and that should definitely help you improve your editing consistency. Now, one final tip for you keyboard and mouse players, you're also gonna want to practice your scroll wheel resets, and even though it's not very hard, you still have to get your crosshair down at the build before you reset it. So it will be good getting used to scroll wheel reset if you haven't already, and if you're actually new on keyboard and mouse. But if you aren't, then you've probably got this down already. Just thought it was worth the mention, and let's get into how you can actually practice your editing to become more consistent. So first off, you can jump into edit courses just like I am right here. And that was just great timing, because I've started off talking and I messed up an edit, which is just wonderful. But anyways, you can take on the editing dictionary made by Flea, and the code of that map will be at the top of my screen right now. As you can see, I'm kind of looking at it, but it just keeps getting away. I can't really reach it, if you know what I mean. But anyway, this map is absolutely amazing. As you can see, it's pretty lit, man. Literally. But anyway, Flea made the editing dictionary, and he made the editing dictionary 2.0. I haven't tried the 2.0, but this one seems good enough for me, to be honest. I don't know what there is to improve to this one. There's so many various edits, and you can choose what you want to practice instead of, you know, the old mongrel edit courses and stuff like that everyone always used to crank out and try get the best scores on the internet. So yeah, definitely give this map a go. I strongly suggest it. And as well as that, you should play a ton of box fights, because it will help you actually put those edits that you've been practicing into play and fight opponents, and at the same time pretty much improve your gun skill and building a little bit, not too much. But editing and aiming will pretty much just keep going to a higher level when you play box fights with anybody you meet on Discord, and try and actually find the sweatiest players you can, because that's gonna really push you and challenge you to do better. Hopefully you won't cry by the end of it, but you know, that's not guaranteed. And that pretty much wraps the video up. I don't know how long this will be when it is released, but I'm assuming it's under 7 or 8 minutes. So, you know, you gotta give praise. I didn't make it to the 10-minute mark, because that's when a lot of people start getting tilted and they're just like, come on man, why are you wasting time, bro? But yeah, that pretty much wraps it up, and make sure to leave a like or subscribe to the channel with notifications on. And before you guys go, make sure you guys are using the code MaxGamer7 in the Fortnite item store if you'd like to support me and the channel at no extra cost whatsoever. But do bear in mind that the code does reset every 14 days. But with that being said, the video comes to an end, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.